Welcome to the Hustler's Corner podcast. I am your host, Emeka. I'm an actor, entrepreneur, and a student of self-development. On each episode, my purpose is to bring you an inspiring message that supports your journey for growth in life. My intent is to leave you feeling empowered and motivated to push through any obstacles in pursuit of your goals and dreams. I'm grateful for your time with me today, so let's get started. Hey guys, welcome to episode 3 of the Hustler's Corner podcast. Thank you for being here with me today. I truly appreciate you tuning in. I hope you all are doing great and taking steps to manifest your life's goals and dreams. Today we are going to be talking about our ego versus our spirit and how to tell the difference and recognize in the moments when we are operating from an egotistical mindset versus a spiritual mindset, which is where we really want to be living from. So we'll start off with the ego. Now, you know those moments when we get offended by what people are saying about us, especially when what's being said isn't true, and our initial response is to take offense? Yep, that's your ego. Or when you perceive yourself a certain way and others don't, and as a result we are offended because we're not getting the response or attention we want from others. You get all dressed up to go out, and you know you're looking good, but the moment someone says, "Hey, did you put on some weight?" or that dress or shirt doesn't flatter you so well. And then you look at yourself and you really want to tell them what you're thinking. Maybe you view yourself as a confident person who gets attention or likes to always be in control of everything and everyone around you. But suddenly your coworkers or someone close to you or even a stranger doesn't acknowledge you or agree with what you're saying. Then you get offended. You want to prove them wrong by winning an argument, which may cause you to feel or react in a negative way. That's your ego. Ego is fear-based. It's your false self wanting to control everything and everyone around you. Seeking the approval and attention of others, that's living from a place of fear. We all have egos. I wrestle with mine all the time. But I'm also at a point in my spiritual development where most times I am able to catch myself in the moment and acknowledge when I'm operating from the ego mind. And in that moment, I'm able to allow that negative feeling or emotion to come up and pass through my body, thus allowing me to return to spirit, which is where our true selves live from. It's not always easy, but it is a simple process. When we are in our ego mind, we are vibrating at a low frequency. Feelings of anger, loneliness, judgment, withdrawals, resistance, these are all low-frequency energies that occur when living from the ego mind. Now, let's look at what it's like living from the spirit. And when we have high-frequency vibrations such as joy, laughter, happiness, feeling good about ourselves or something or someone else, not requiring the approval of others, knowing that we are more than enough and full of potential and abundance, that's when we are living from our true nature and we are aligned with our spirit. We are all blessed with free will, and so our intent is the most powerful choice we have in life. When we look inwards within ourselves, seeking our own approval and acknowledging our own power, that's self-referral, as opposed to looking at outside circumstances, people, or events for approval, which is object referral. There's a wonderful book by Deepak Chopra titled The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, and he eloquently explains the difference between self-referral and object referral. I encourage you to read it if you haven't already. When you are in spirit, you recognize others as spiritual beings just as well. You don't see yourself as being better than anyone else, just as you don't see anyone else as being better than you. The spirit operates from a place of peace, humility, and abundance, not fear. And there's tremendous strength in that. Now, what are some of the things that we can do to align with the spirit? Here's the first one. Learning to love and accept ourselves completely. We are all imperfectly perfect, made by our Creator. So we are already whole and complete. You are not lacking anything. Everything you need is already within you. We just need to strengthen our awareness of this truth. Learn to love every aspect of your being, your flaws, your strengths, everything. Because by doing so, we will be able to have gratitude for who we are, and in return, show love and gratitude for others in our lives. We are all spiritual beings having a human experience. So be kind to yourself. Do not judge yourself. You'll also notice that as you learn to let go of your ego and live in spiritual consciousness, there will be a resistance. That resistance is your ego not wanting to let go of control. So be patient with yourself. As you grow in consciousness, you slowly start to shed old thought patterns of the ego and discover a true spiritual awakening. Second thing that we can do is do more of what you love. When we engage in the things that bring us joy and laughter, we are aligned with our spirit. Pay close attention to the way you feel when you are doing something you are passionate about. It could be dancing, writing, playing a sport, painting. Whatever it is that brings you joy and peace, I encourage you to do more of that. You'll notice that when you are fully engaged in what you love to do, you are completely conscious and present. You aren't distracted by what's happening around you. You are in a sort of flow state. For writers, they may say it felt like something took over and the pen was just moving. For an athlete, say someone like Kobe Bryant or Steph Curry, who makes insane three-point shots at will, best believe he's in a flow state. At that point, the basket looks so much wider when he shoots. But he makes it look so easy. When you are aligned with your spirit, there is a peace that surrounds you, and you aren't easily rattled by external forces. Okay, the third thing that we can do is spend time in silence. Cultivate a habit of spending some quiet time with yourself. It can be prayer or meditation or just being out in nature. Learn to get reacquainted with that still small voice within you. When you eliminate the outside noise and pay close attention to the voice within, which has always been there, we become more and more aligned with the spirit. You will notice a stillness and serenity within you. And when we operate from that place, we can raise our frequencies high enough to connect to our inner guidance, which is the source of all creation. By doing this, we are becoming higher versions of ourselves. Now, another thing that we can do is remain in a state of gratitude. Be grateful for everything that you have and celebrate your accomplishments, no matter how big or small. In doing this, we're not only operating from a place of gratitude, but also abundance. In the process, we are opening up our hearts and minds and are thus attracting more of the goodness that we desire. So I'm here to remind you that you are abundant and not lacking of anything. As you grow in this awareness, you'll start to realize significant changes in your life. Things that used to bother you before just won't bother you anymore. You'll feel like Teflon anytime someone throws negative comments at you, because you know that what they say isn't true and really doesn't matter. If you've noticed, I keep emphasizing gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. This is because it is so important. So strive to remain in a state of gratitude and abundance. Now, the last thing that we must do is be in service of others. I heard someone say once, being in service for others is the rent we pay for space here on earth. I totally agree with that. We are all here to serve ourselves, and we do this by serving others. By being in service for others, we are closely aligning with the Spirit. We welcome abundance and benefit our lives by being selfless when we provide a service to others. We don't benefit by being selfish at the expense of others. So even if it's giving up your time, energy, or a part of you, it could be also a material thing to someone who is in need. You are providing a service to others and are thus aligning yourself with the Spirit. So let's recap. Today we talked about the difference between operating from an egotistical mindset, which is fear-based, seeking external approval and wanting to control the outcome of everything, versus a spiritual mindset, which is our true nature, looking only inwards for approval, having love for ourselves wholly, and how being this way aligns us with the Spirit. I also want to let you know that you will experience conflict when trying to move from the ego to the Spirit. So don't be hard on yourself. When you find those old thought patterns coming up, it's a process and will take time to cultivate. So please be patient with yourself and be kind to yourself. The ego doesn't want to relinquish control and will resist your new way of thinking and being. But know that you are not alone in this. We are all going through this. As you grow in spiritual consciousness and awakening, you strengthen your true self, which holds more power than the ego. Hey guys, I want to thank you for being with me today on the Hustler's Corner podcast. If you like what you heard, please share this episode with at least 3 to 5 people or anyone you think needs to hear it. If you would like to get the show notes from today's episode, you can go to the website www.thehustlerscorner.com and click on the episode tab at the top of the page. Make sure you check out next week's episode. I hope you have a blessed week, and let's continue to grow, inspire, and support each other. Thank you, and one love.